The next award is kind of special. Special because, Peter Lanton has been the MC of these awards since its inception, but, he got elected as the president of the Haida Nation and just felt he was too busy to do this. So we miss Peter this year. He's been an amazing part of these awards and helped build them into what they are. But tonight he's here as a recipient of the Community-Owned Business of the Year, which goes to Haida Enterprise Corporation. I see Gujao didn't come with you. I saw Gujao tonight. And we're gonna watch a video on this one.
This is, wow, unbelievably weird. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to first of all acknowledge the traditional territory of the Coast Salish and allowing us to celebrate on their territory this evening. It's always a pleasure to be here. And I think I really have to really talk, on a side note right now about myself, and I hate to do this, but for those of you that haven't been at these award shows, I've done the job of Judith, and this award show has a very special place in my heart, and I never thought I'd be back up here. So it's really just kind of surreal that this has all happened, and to be honest with you, I didn't plan it. Last year was my last year, and I wasn't going to be back up here doing any of this because I was going to be busy, like Judith said, but this life has a funny way of just spinning like this, and it's really an honor right now to be here to speak on behalf of the Haida Nation and Haida Enterprises Corporation, to really talk about a really amazing story. Before I do that, I would like to acknowledge all of the Haida delegation here. There's a lot of us here, so I'd just like to acknowledge all of you for being here. But I think, there's a part of me that feels a little bit bashful for even being up here. I mean, I'm the elected president of the Haida Nation, and it is my role to speak on behalf of the shareholder of HaiCo, who are all Haida people. But I really think that probably the most appropriate thing to accept this award is to really tell the story about how HaiCo came about. And it really is a story about the Haida Nation and our struggle on Haida Gwaii to protect our lands and our waters. And I think, for myself being a spokesperson, there's so many influential people that stood up for the Haida Nation in times where we weren't in positions to take opportunities like this and be in business. So my mentor, my predecessor, Gujao, previous vice presidents, April Churchill, Arnie Bellis, the leadership that the Haida Nation has had over the years, dating back to 40, 50 years ago, really led for these opportunities that we're now realizing today. So if you think about the story, where the Haida Nation came from, we come from an existence of conflict and having to make a stand for what we feel is right in our own homeland. And when it came to economic development, there was always this notion that we were opposed to economic development, and we never were. It was just all about the approach that you take. So all of the predecessors and all of our leaders were in an area of conflict and had to stand up for what they felt was right in Haida Gwaii. And when you persevere over a long period of time, you get to a point where you have to get creative. You have to find out different ways to affect and impact change. So I think about the audacity that our leaders had to do what they did, because what they did is they looked at, for example, the logging company, and they talked about, how are we going to affect change on our own lands? And the audacity to think about the idea of buying them out, to really take control of how you're going to manage resources on Haida Gwaii was an unbelievable move. And something that I think, now that we're reflecting back on it, was just incredible to think about where we've come from. So I think, our visionaries, I cannot commend you enough for all the great work that you've done for our generation, that are now being tasked with, trying to take us to the next level. So once again, to all of our leaders, hawa, hawa, hawa for the stands that you made for the Haida people. But But I think, now that we're here, it's the Community-Owned Business of the Year is a very difficult award to receive. I mean, especially for myself as a spokesperson on behalf of the Haida, because it takes an unbelievable amount of people to make us successful. So I would like to acknowledge, the HaiCo Board of Directors who are here, Rosalind Coonan, our chair, Kevin Ainsworth, our CEO, and all of the Board of Directors for really dealing with a very difficult task, because the uniqueness of having a community-owned business, obviously, is your shareholder are a nation of people. So when things, when people's expectations and how they define success is based on all the Haida people, and it varies all over the place. So managing expectations and managing success has proven to be very difficult for the Haida. And the Board of Directors are the ones that are challenged with, incorporating Haida values and how we want to approach business in terms of being, doing things sustainably and respecting the land. It's a difficult expectation and place to work from when, business is about making money and it's about profit margins. But our team has done an incredible job. We have an incredible amount of staff, and we have a good cross-section of our staff that are here. I also want to say hawa to HaiCo and all the staff and board for all the great work you've done. But last but not least, we also have some of our customers here. We like to acknowledge you as well. But the BC Achievement Foundation, thank you very much, Hawa, for this acknowledgement. On behalf of the Haida people and Haida Gwaii, we are very, very honored to be here and accept this award, and we humbly will take this home and celebrate with our shareholders, the Haida people. I guess in conclusion, our work has really just begun. I think all the great work that's happened, we're now tasked with a huge responsibility to take things to the next level. So I guess I'll leave with some great words of advice from Gujau, who's helped me a lot in this position, and his kind words to me were, Peter, don't screw this up. Hawa, enjoy your evening.